Well, he has called Social Security a Ponzi scheme, cutting Medicaid by some $800 billion and cutting nutrition programs for children. Now they're going after Social Security. They're going after Veterans Administration.
Let's watch a few clips of Bernie Sanders on CNN as he sounds off on Robert Baer and Elon Musk for stating he wants to steal your entitlements to, further line his pockets. So take a moment, like the video, help the good guys win, but it seriously does help our videos grow and get out there a lot, and let's get right into it.
Well, he has called Social Security a Ponzi scheme. They have already laid off 2,500 employees of the Social Security Administration. Anderson, I think I speak for probably every member of the Senate in that the calls that we get in large numbers are people who are saying, I'm trying to get a hold of Social Security. I got a disability issue. I can't get a hold of anybody. And the reason is the Social Security Administration today is understaffed. There are estimates out there that tens of thousands of people with disabilities die while they're waiting for those benefits to come to fruition. They apply, they're waiting. And now if you do, as Musk and others are proposing, not only 2,500 Social Security employees, they want to cut half of the Social Security employees. That will be a disaster.
This is the game for Republicans. We see it across the board. Make popular and efficient social programs less effective by understaffing and defunding them, and then use that to gain the support to remove them. That way, private interests, their donors, can come in and take their place, and the wealthy get wealthier, and the poor get poorer. From the Department of Education, USAID, the Postal Service, now Medicare, Social Security, the VA. I mean, it's all the same playbook. Democrats need a leader who can come forward in this moment and truly represent the message of this, how Republicans attack the middle and lower class in this country, and how the left is ready to defend them. And 10 Democrats voting in favor of the Trump CR is a terrible start to that.
If you make the system dysfunctional, why would anybody want to support it? And that's consistent with what Trump said in his State of the Union address. Oh, there are millions of people, thousands of people, 200 years old and 150 years old. What is all of that about? It happens to be a lie. It's not true. 99% of the benefits go to people, more than that go to people who have paid into them. So why do you lie so much about Social Security? Why do you make it look like it's a broken, dysfunctional system? The reason is to get people to lose faith in the system, and then you can give it over to Wall Street. That's my...
Putting it bluntly like this is the best resort in my opinion. Here are the facts that we know. Social Security keeps over 2/3 of seniors out of poverty. For 40% of seniors, it provides 90% of their income. It keeps millions with disabilities out of poverty through SSDI. It's completely self-funding. It's never paid out more than is taken in a given year. It can continue even through a government shutdown. It will guarantee a payout of 83% of benefits minimum going forward, no matter what we do. If we remove income caps and, well, unless we defund it, obviously, like Republicans want to. If we remove the income caps, we can guarantee 100% of funding or benefits going forward. So if we see all of these benefits from Social Security, and there's literally no negatives, like it by law can't add to the debt or the deficit, it's not inflationary, why would Republicans want to defund it for any reason other than to enrich in the private sector, which shows them putting the wealthy's interests above the middle classes?
People with incredible wealth trashing programs that working people desperately need is, I think, unacceptable to the vast majority of the American people. Now, they're going after Social Security, they're going after Veterans Administration, and obviously in their so-called reconciliation bill, they want to give huge tax breaks, over $1 trillion in tax breaks to the top 1%, and they pay for that by cutting Medicaid by some $800 billion and cutting nutrition programs for children by a couple of $100 billion. So I think the American people are saying, you know what, we're struggling enough right now. 60% living paycheck to paycheck. Don't give tax breaks to billionaires. Cut programs to working people. Don't go after Social Security. Don't go after the Veterans Administration. and the men and women who put their lives on the line to defend us.
Republicans, because they are owned by their donors, have to consistently try and sell this idea that we need to take from the bottom and give to the top because the bottom is lazy. They choose to be there. You know, they're not victims of circumstance. And the people at the top are the ones who drive our economy. They're not lazy and they innovate, and thus their decisions will cause benefits that trickle down. However, time and time again, we just see this to not be the case. In fact, most U.S. innovation is done by those worth less than 50 million. This sort of gut punch to government revenue that a tax cut represents always just leaves us in the deficit free fall that leads to the need to recklessly cut social programs, which hurts the baseline, which hurts the widest array of where we pull taxes, government funding, such from, and it actually affects everyday Americans. It has a multiplicative effect in that way. If in this case, it's the food stamps for poor children or Medicaid for low-income births or old people's end-of-life care, because, you know, Elon needs another tax break on like his 6th yacht more than Gramps needs chemotherapy.